Hi and welcome back. Okay, I have deburred all of the wing structure itself, excluding these skins, dimpled all of the nose ribs, primed all of the mating surfaces. Now it's time to reassemble the wing structure for the final time and start to finish off this wing. Let's have a look. Okay, all primed, all the mating surfaces are all done. So big job, but took me, I don't know, maybe six odd hours or something. But here it is, all ready to go. So I might clean this workbench up and start putting a structure together. Okay, I've just set the wing up on a level surface again. I just want to doubly sure that I don't have any twists in this, as even when I start to put the ribs on. So even though there's a little bit of play in that, I'm sure, if prior to putting the skins on, but I'm not taking any chances. So let me get on to putting a few more ribs on and we'll come back to you shortly. Okay, I've just put the nose ribs in position. Now there's a couple little mental notes that I had in this area here about the root rib and rib number one, so I'll have to go back through my notes or the drawings and just see what it says about it, but I'm pretty sure we'll have to end up putting this plate on first, torquing up both sides of it, doing the riveting of root rib after I do number one. Then I'll rivet number two, then I'll rivet number three, I'll be taking these off. What I'm saying is, so I've got plenty of room to get my rivet gun in there. So I'll just put them on temporary at the moment, just to give it some structure. And then we'll start looking at installing all of the blocks for the spars, the stiffeners for the aileron, the wing tie down bracket, put the tie down bracket on, finishing off all of the ribs for the aileron. And also just a mental note for myself as well, that I'll be leaving these two ribs in the cleat position for quite some time, because that's where the infrastructure has to go for the landing light. So a little mental check, notes have been drawn on a bit of paper, and I'll get stuck back into putting some more ribs on. For another day of it, just started to position all the wing spar blocks in spot, nip them up, not to the torque setting yet. So they're both done, ready to be torqued up this morning. I have done the tie down bracket through here, plus the little stiffener plate ready to go. So on the back side there's the tie down. On the root rib, I have got the root forward and aft ribs ready to go, so riveting through here, and then bolting them in spot, and then working my way back from rib number 1, 2, 3 and so on. It's just the ribs number 1 and 2 that are fairly tight inside there, I think, to get your rivet gun in. So rib number 1, 2 and 3 are tight, so if I did sort of rib number 2 before rib number 3, it'd be sort of a little bit squeezy peasy. So I'm going to be working on that this morning as well. I've just got my drawings here to double check on bolt sizes and everything like that, orientation, so we're all good to go. Just to reiterate, I've re-leveled the wing, both forward and aft spar. I'm just going to double check that this morning because I did bump these wedges through here. So I'll just double check that before I start to rivet between the forward spar, on the forward spar, sorry, between the nose rib and the aft ribs before I start to rivet those this morning. So let me get stuck into this, and we'll see how we go in the next hour or so. Okay, working myself from the root through to the tip. Torqued all the blocks now in spot. I'm just waiting on a couple of extra 7A, AN7As arriving from Aircraft Spruce, so I'll finish those off. They're not torqued at the moment. I've got a little note on there. The block is done and torqued up. This root rib is riveted off, and all the nuts are all torqued off through to the tie-down bracket and its reinforcing plate, and the spar next to adjacent rib number 9 is all torqued off now. And I have also done the cotter pin in there, and I have put these little angles on and riveted those off as well. So I'm going to give it a miss for the rest of the day now, and I'll work my way from rib number 1 through to the tip rib tomorrow morning. Anyway, we'll talk with you soon. Okay, a bit of a midway point on the wing structure now. I've riveted everything that I can do on the aft part of the main ribs and the nose ribs, leaving out number 11 and 12, so I can now work on the landing light, all the bracketry that goes around the landing lights, so I can remove these just till I fix it all up. I might as well do all that now. And also too, I can now run in the, I think it's called a Tycon tubing or something along those lines, the same tubing that was supplied in the kit for the pitot tube. I'll be running that through now. I've got some little nylon bushes to go through here, so I can run all that tube through there, secure it in spot so it doesn't sag and move and that sort of stuff. Ready for the landing light and the navigation light wiring. Come back to you shortly. Just starting back off here in the workshop this morning, and what has been completed since yesterday. Since I finished off yesterday is that I've run the conduits through for the navigation lights and the landing lights with a piece of draw string through, and it's secured at every second rib, just with a bit of a cable tie, squeezing both sides this way, so it sort of fattens out to go through the two holes, but then skinnies off here, so it can't sort of go left or right with the cable ties on there. And I've done that every second rib with a bit of red electrical tape as well, just to hold the two pieces of tube together. Not that it's going to go anywhere, but it's done. I think I did a better job, a lot neater job this time than what I did on the right wing. The other one looked a bit sort of iffy with my wires going everywhere and God knows what, and I don't know why I didn't think of doing it this way to start with, but you change your methodology as you proceed with things. You get sort of better at doing it. Working back here on ribs number 11 and 12, or 11 and the tip rib. I have now completed this morning the cutting down of the Duckworks plate, if you will, for mounting the landing light inside the leading edge of the wing. As you recall, I put it in the right wing as well, so that is done, and I've secured it off ready to go for its pneumatic riveting. On here is a couple of marks that they give you, very, very simple instructions, so just lay that over top of there, put a little bit of a mark on here, and that's the bit that gets flattened down. So when this goes in this way, that way, sorry, goes through those two holes, you'll see those two holes here. That's the bit that gets riveted or screwed, in this instance, back to the ribs on both 11 and 12, and this piece needs to be flat, so and the rest of the flange remains sort of upwards. So that's happening this morning. I can mount the two ribs then. That part of the process is then complete, and I can start to look at doing, I guess, the skins. Come back to you shortly. Okay, I've completed all the bits and pieces for the landing light. I can pull apart the plate nuts now and deburr all those. I can pull apart the plate nuts here and deburr them on both ribs and rivet those together. These are a little pneumatic, not a pneumatic rivet, a a bucked rivet for all the landing light stuff. The bucked rivets through here and bucked rivets through here, so I'll have to get my buck riveter gun out and do all those. So I'll carry on and do this now and come back to you shortly. Okay, left side top skin is now all clecoed to the wing, ready for its final riveting. Obviously just put a little note on here for myself not to do the doubler yet, just leave it all clecoed, and I'll put a few extra clecos in that when I flip the wing over. But it's just all been re-leveled. I always have been double checking, triple checking, because this is the most critical point now when I rivet this, because if it's got a twist in it now, it'll be there for life. Just moving forward to the landing light, that's all in now, and nut plated off on the back side. There's my bucked rivets on the back side of all of that. I don't know if you can see that, but it's there somewhere. So that's ready to go. And once I do this, I can flip the wing over, do the underside, and start the leading edge. Come back to you shortly. Okay, top side left wing, I nearly said right then. Left wing is now riveted, ready for flipping over. Won't be done today. I'll have to see my neighbour tonight and organise it for tomorrow. So we're on track for completion of this wing inside of a week. Talk with you soon. Okay, wing is now flipped over. I've got the underside sheet there ready to start deburring. So let me get stuck into this and come back to you shortly. Okay, I have now placed the underside sheet on. It's all been deburred, primed, and clecoed into position. I have completed the aileron cap. I've just put it on there just temporarily just to see how it fits. It's all good, and also done the tie down bracket. So this is now ready for riveting. I'm going to have a lovely well-deserved cup of coffee and do that a little bit later on this afternoon. Talk with you soon. Okay, underside sheet is now all done. Just the leading edge to go now, and the wing is complete. Come back to you shortly. Okay, leading edge is all primed, dimpled and clecoed into position. I shall now rivet the underside, flip it over and complete the swing off. Talk with you soon. Okay, underside of the wing is now riveted. Just got to grab my neighbour now and hopefully flip it over today. If not, it'll be tomorrow. Okay, the wing is all now flipped over and I'm on the final side, being the top side of the left wing for the riveting. Then I have a completed wing, excluding the landing light and the dry fitting of the wing tips. So I'll do this tomorrow now. It's getting late in the afternoon, so I'll have a rest for the day, but it's all going, hopefully, all good. Come back to you tomorrow. Well, another milestone in the Sonex build. I have all but completed the left wing now. What's left to do on it is the landing light, the fiberglass tip running through the power cables for the nav lights and the landing light, and the control surfaces. Now, what I think I'll probably do is temporarily set these wings in their position, and I'll just let you know in a minute why. So I've got a little couple of saw stools here, well, saw stools in the way of milk crates. I was going to say egg crates then. Milk crates with a bit of carpet and soft cardboard on top of that, ready just to take the weight of the wing. The reason being is that I've got a spot for the right wing under the fuselage, but I don't have a spot in the shed realistically to put the wing. So what I thought I would do is just set the left wing up first over on the saw stools, or the milk crates, sorry, I nearly said egg crates again, over there. Then reduce this bench by half, so cutting it back to this line here, so it gives me enough to do the ailerons and flaps build. This all then goes, and then I can take the right wing out and position it in the spar tunnel and sit it on a couple of milk crates ready for its rigging as well, or at least get it up off the floor out the way. that allows me to just have a little bit of a look and see how hard it's going to be to rig the wings, but then starts to tidy up the bench a little bit, reducing the bench working space, as I said, to do the flaps and ailerons, and start fitting the control surfaces on the aeroplane. So there you have it. Just before I close off, just a bit of an update on the tail wheel dilemma. I've removed all of the rivets around here so I could get my hand inside there and undo the tail wheel skid. I'm going to show you what happened to it when I pulled it apart, so I'm very glad that I did replace it. I had a small hairline crack in it, but let me just go over to the parts that are on the workbench over here. That's the actual bend in the tail wheel spring. It was actually fixed in, just bringing that to there and that to there. It was actually fixed in and bent from this point. As I've knocked it out, it's really weakened this off. Sorry, that goes that way around. Really weakened this off to the point that it actually popped completely out. Now, one would assume, well, not assume, I think it's a fact that this tube is one piece and these have been welded in. That's most definitely been welded in afterwards. When I spoke to Sonex about it, Mark suggested I should be able to get it welded from a local welder here rather than buy the new piece. But when as I said, when I pulled it out, and I was unaware, and obviously Mark was unaware, that it was probably hairline to crack so far all the way around there. So you know, for the sake, I think it's about $120 something to replace this part. I'm just going to replace it, and I'm replacing that as well. So that's the update on that. So when that all comes back together again, I can refix all that up and put those rivets in. I can't think of any other way. I couldn't get my hand inside here to get all these nuts and everything out the back. It was just too hard, so it was a case of pulling it all apart. Bad luck. I've got to redo the riveting, and that's just all part and parcel of maintenance, I guess. So this is now definitely closing off, so I will come back to you on the next part of the build.